Rise, everybody. Come on on. Come on on. Right now, guys, forgive me. I'm going to be trying to work two platforms at the same time. So I'm on live on Facebook and YouTube. All right. So today we're going to be talking about heavy is the head that wears the crown. If you're on YouTube, you're probably not familiar with this, but you probably are. But I've been doing a Rise into Royalty series, mastering your inner self so you can accomplish regain your crown, build your kingdom, so to speak. Okay, I call it a journey to kingship. And so what we're doing is we're talking to all the people in the world that want to manifest their inner kingdom as opposed to their outer kingdom, understanding that their inner kingdom is what you have to have in line first before you can even manifest your outer kingdom, right? Your outer kingdom, which is built with tangible materials and minerals, right? That's manifested through your inner kingdom, which is intangibles, your consciousness, your focus, your purpose. You understand? The way you see the world. So we're going to be talking about today, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Okay, what's up, Facebook? What's up, everybody on Facebook? Welcome in. Hope everybody's doing amazing today. What's up, everybody on YouTube? It is a very slow build on YouTube. Don't know what's going on. YouTube acting crazy here the last couple of days. Anyway, which is why I wanted to broadcast this live to people on YouTube. What's crazy, guys, is when I load up clips from the lives that I'm doing with you guys on Facebook, when I load them to YouTube, it shows them as being muted. So people are like, we can't hear it. And it's like hurting my YouTube reach and everything. And I'm like, can I even load this stuff up to here? Like, what's the reason? And so I decided I would try to go live. Maybe I can wake up my YouTube following. If you guys haven't been seeing my content, please go click that bell. And that way you can get my content first, okay? But today we're talking about heavy is the head that wears the crown, okay? I want you guys to start thinking about what a crown would mean. Peace to you, Nadine. Peace to you, Canella. Peace to you, Dina. Hope all of you guys are doing absolutely amazing this rise. What's up, Andre? I see you. Andre, I see you. Shalisa, peace to you. Dina, peace to you. For all of you guys who have, if you would like to come on to the live, of course, let me know. And I'll see if I can't bring you guys on today. Last time I was able to bring on one person. Sometimes some people still struggle with getting on, but we're gonna keep on working that, family. Okay. So, family, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Okay. What's up, TMG? I'm glad you caught it live, man. I'm on both, so forgive me. I'm gonna be looking on both sides. I hadn't went live in a little bit on YouTube, so I wanted to be able to give you guys at least one of these builds that I'm having with my YouTube following. So this is exclusively for my Facebook following. Forgive me, but I'm giving this to the YouTube following today. Okay. Also, so again, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Okay, family. What is a crown? A crown is a traditional adornment, okay, worn on the head as a hat, so to speak, but it's worn as a symbol of power and dignity. Correct? Your crown is a symbol that is worn for power or dignity. Okay, your prestige, that's going to be your crown. Okay. We know this is a tangible crown when we're talking about, in terms of running a literal kingdom and being a literal king. We're talking about a tangible crown. But what we're talking about today, family, is manifesting your kingdom. So what would be your inner crown? What would be your intangible crown? What would be that thing that you have to be accountable to manifest in your crown? So in a king's world, to manifest your own kingdom, you have to be accountable to that. It can't just be ambitions. It can't just be proclamations. One day I'm going to be king. I'm Simba. I just can't wait to be king, right? It has to be more than that. And what Simba learned is that it's more than profession, okay? It's actually going through the go-through. There's losses. There's losses in war, right? You win some and you lose some, but you live and you learn and you grow. And those losses become great teachers. You understand? Those enemies become great teachers. And you begin to develop your philosophy. And before you know it, after you have gone through your go-through and been sharpened and refined, it is then that your crown seems to just show through. Family, today we're going to find out what is your crown. It is not some tangible thing that sits upon your head. Your crown is something far greater, okay? You got to be able to look deeper, okay? Have you ever been hated on by somebody who seemed to have more than you? Have you, family? Have you ever been treated badly by someone who seemed to have it all together, but they seemed some reason to be jealous of you? Even though you couldn't hold a candle to them in the tangible world, they were further along than you in life, monetarily, career-wise, probably had the social world better in the grass. People like them more. People want to be around them more. But for some reason, they are fixed on you, right? They're focused on you, and they seem to have a problem with you and who you are. Why though? And you'll ask yourself, why does this person have a problem with me when I'm looking up to them? They are ahead of me in life. Why they treating me like, I'm stunting on them, right? It's because of your crown. You're glowing and you don't recognize it because your crown is never in front of your eyes. It's who you are. It's the energy you give off. Do you understand, family? Your crown is not this thing right here. It's not some shiny thing that you go searching for or that you melt down and manufacture. You understand? It's who you are. Imagine having the most beautiful eyes in the world, but you're blind. Of course you wouldn't understand why people hating on you. Okay, imagine you're a woman with the most beautiful eyes in the world. You don't know why other women are hating on you. You don't know why they get an attitude and you hear them snark and smack their teeth and you can damn near hear them roll their eyes when you walk by, right? You don't know why they're doing this. You have the most beautiful eyes in the world, but you have no clue because you can't see out of them. You understand? You can't see them. And now all of a sudden people are treating you bad because of your glow, your eyes, the thing you can't see. And they're holding you accountable to the thing you cannot see and you don't think you deserve it, right? Because they're not taking into account what it took to earn those eyes. You can't even see out of those eyes. You don't even know the point of having beautiful eyes. You don't even see the point of it because you can't. What's the point of having beautiful eyes, the world's most beautiful eyes, if you can't see out of them, right? But to the people that don't know your experience, they envy your eyes. They don't know that having your eyes would make them blind. They have no clue. So they hate on you and they can't stand you. That's what your glow is like. It's something about you, your shine. It has nothing to do with what you've obtained in life. Your shine is going to be there based on what you've been through, how you processed it, and based on who you are. Okay? That's what's going to yield the thing that people are jealous of. You understand, family? The first thing we think is, why? I ain't got nothing. Because we're thinking with fake eyes. We're thinking with the lies they told us. You understand? You ever play like an app game, like a racing game on an app or something like that, and you can buy different parts for your new car. You can put new tires on your race car. You can put new paint on the race car, but it doesn't make the car faster, right? This is my son, by the way. Shout out to my son, Justice. This is an example he gave me, okay? He's just talking about life, okay? He was talking about how people do foolish things to try to bring value to themselves and don't really seem to bring any value, okay? My son's gonna be doing thought talks like I do, and he has amazing thoughts that crosses his mind. And I told him, man, you should be sharing this with the world. And so he's encouraged now. He's gonna be doing that. But this was his thought, okay? You put this paint on the car, you put these tires on the car, but it doesn't make the car any faster. It makes you, I guess, you enjoying the game a little more because you get to see, a fancier looking car, but it's not performing any better. It's the same background. What's the point? And he was like, it's the same as when people in the real world go out and buy things to validate themselves, go out and spend all this extra money on clothing and things that don't really seem to change or upgrade who you are. It's the same day, still Tuesday, it's still Wednesday, you're still on the same streets, and all that really changes is how people may perceive you and look at you. But does it really modify you? Does it really upgrade who you are in your character? Does it help you really get through the game better? No. It may help you enjoy the game a little more while you play it. But is it truthfully worth the money you're spending for the skins? That's what he called it, skins. They're just skins, Daddy. They're not upgrades, they're skins. We're going out and we're spending all of our money on skins and not upgrades. Maybe that money that we spent on that Louis Vuitton handbag should have been spent on some type of class, right? To learn something, learn how to invest. And I can take that money and now instead of buying a skin with it, I can invest that money over here and it can make me more money, okay? This is now character. This is me now building patience in myself and not jumping out the window just to buy something that validates me, right? Hey man, I got some money in the bank. Let me go find somewhere to spend it. Change your way of thinking, okay? Let me find a way to invest this to modify myself, to enhance myself, okay? To upgrade myself. Think about people when they get out of relationships and go to the next. They seem to think that they have upgraded themselves because they put on a better face of makeup. You haven't upgraded yourself though, right? I bet he regrets leaving me now. And she takes pictures of herself and puts them on Instagram. I bet he regrets leaving me now. Look at this outfit I have on. You haven't upgraded though. You've only changed your clothing. You've only changed your skin. You're still the same person. You're still toxic. You still respond in the same way. Okay? You're still not motivational to the person that you want to be with. Okay? You don't inspire the person that you want to be with still. Okay? You don't listen still. You're unwilling to change still. And you're going to take that prettier face of makeup and that nice dress into another relationship and cause the exact same problems. And you're going to realize, and they're going to realize also, that you have not been upgraded. You only changed your skin. Wow, family. Think about that, family. She moves up to a guy or moves over to a guy who seems to have more money than her ex. She calls that an upgrade. That's not an upgrade. You're only going to ruin a person who makes a little bit more money than the last person you ruined. That's not an upgrade because you didn't change your character. It's never an upgrade if you don't change your character. He goes through a breakup. He goes, and the next woman he dates, he finds her subjectively more beautiful than the last. He says he's upgraded. He tells his friend, look at her compared to my ex. Yeah, the universe was doing me a good one. Look at how much prettier she is than my last, but she's carrying the same weights. She's carrying the same psychological problems, okay? You didn't upgrade because you didn't upgrade. You didn't upgrade you. You're still chasing looks, thinking that that has anything to do with character. You're wrong. And until you learn that lesson, you're going to keep vibrating people to you. You didn't change. You only changed your skin. So how is it that you truly elevate, right? So again, what is a crown? The crown is your ambition, right? That's what people are. If you go back to the king days, their ambitions are to gain this crown, and they're willing to enslave people to get it. They're willing to destroy people to get it. They're willing to war and politic and lie and all this just to get that crown, a symbol of power, right? They're willing to destroy the world if it means doing that to get that crown, okay? But that crown is exposing who they are. That crown exposes your ambitions. It exposes who you truly are, because who you become to get that crown is who you are. The crown is just an inanimate object. It's just shiny. It's just agreed on by the people in the world that gold is valuable. So it's based on a social construct. It is not real, okay? It is a tangible thing that has been agreed upon, and now it has been put as valuable, made valuable, right? But is it actually valuable? What is putting that crown on your head going to do? Is it actually going to upgrade you, or is it a skin? Think about this, family. A traditional adornment used as a headdress to symbolize power, dignity, prestige. But I'm going to show you how to flip that, okay? Your crown is not some material to go looking for outside of you. Your crown is who you are inherently. It is the intangible side of self. It has always been. Okay? It has always been. The actual literal crown is only a intangible object, or a inanimate object. It brings out, it exposes your crown, your personality, your character, your purpose. You understand? So what would truly be your crown, family? That means it's not something that can be sought after in the world, because it's the essence of who you truly are, and you can't see that. It's like the person with the most beautiful eyes, but is blind. How do you see it, right? How do you know that you have this gift? How do you know? Because you can't see your crown. Your crown is somewhere else. It can't be seen with the natural eyes. So let's go through this slowly. What could be your crown? Let's go back in time, okay? Now we know there's a time frame in which what I'm wearing on my head is what we call a crown. But the further back you go, a crown isn't something, a tangible object to put on your head. It is a place, a state of consciousness, a state of consciousness, or a dimension in which you vibrate your consciousness to. It was inside of you. It was a crown chakra. The concept of the crown chakra, your highest dimension of vibration, okay, of thinking, that exists in your pineal gland, okay? It vibrates purple to symbolize how high it should be on vibration, because purple is the highest color of vibration, correct? Ultraviolet. So symbolically, they are teaching you about your character, and your character can't be found in the real world, you don't go out and find love and goodness and gratitude and temperament. You understand? You don't go out and find motivation and inspiration. These things are not tangible things to go get in the world and say, I got it. They can't be bought. Okay? They cannot be bought. In a world of chaos, you would recognize that these are the true jewels. In a world of chaos where people enslave one another just to get this tangible crown, just to rule over some plot of land, they'll enslave, murder, lie, create agendas. You understand? False agendas. All this in a world where all these people are ambitious to get this literal crown and is willing to roll over anybody to get it. Can't you see how having high character would be the true jewels? The people who truly want to help people and make the world a better place, and they're not in it for power. They're not in it for control of people. They're actually in it to see the world be better, and they're willing to risk their life for it. And you can't buy it. You can't buy it. You have to dedicate your time to raising the awareness of people. And that means dealing with the poor, dealing with the sick, dealing with the ignorant. All of these have the propensity to kill you. All of these have the propensity to rob you or destroy you simply because of their survival mode. But a person with true character will bring himself around those people. Look at every single religious book we have. Are any written about a rich man that we should aspire to be like? Or are they written about a poor man who gave up all those riches to go save and raise the vibration of the people? This is symbolic. The world that you live in has taught you to be a follower. It has told you that you need to go out and get value, that you are not to bring value to the world. But the value that you obtain has to be grabbed through working in the world. Go get a job, earn money, right? Get good at something, get your praise, get your flowers, okay? Go out and find this thing that's valuable in the world, obtain it. And when you do, now you are valuable, right? Now that I have the money, now I'm valuable, right? First, you go get the power, then you get the respect. But what if you already have the power? And the goal is to cultivate and bring the power out of you, right? So we have been taught to go out and get it, not manifest it from within. So we've been given a backwards view of the world. Do you understand? So in a world of chaos, what's truly beautiful? A person who wants to conquer the world, or a person who wants to change the world through love and see everybody freed and see everybody with an opportunity to be their best self? Because one of those people are not ambitiously being selfish, okay? They're seeking a better life for their family, for everyone. Everyone can use character. Rich, poor, sick, right? Healthy, man, woman, and child. Everyone can use character. Everyone needs to treat people better. Look at our social world. Our social world has different rights and wrongs for men and women, right? But we know character says it's wrong, period. Is it wrong for a man to hit a woman? It's wrong, yes. Is it wrong for a woman to hit a man? It is wrong. It doesn't matter who's weaker. It's wrong to hit. Is it wrong for a woman to steal a candy bar from the store? Yes. Is it wrong for a man to steal a candy bar from the store? Yes. It's not because it costs the same amount of money to the person they stole it from. It's wrong because they stole it. Because if the woman had stole a piece of bubble gum that would have lost less money, it would cost less money lost to the person she stole it from, it's still irrelevant. It's wrong to steal. But socially, we have these ideas where we make one person more wrong for doing an act than another person. And we do this based on their gender. Gender. So a person who has a certain gender may go out into the world and live by that social rule and go out and do all the things that they get away with simply because they're gender. A man will go out and cheat on his woman because it's not seen as the same in society, but it's equally wrong. Lying to your partner, going behind their back, cheating on them is wrong, male or woman. So if you say, well, I'm a man, that's just an excuse that you're using. You're using our social systems, bullshit standards, and you're trying to navigate within them and create leverage. I'm a man, so I can do this. You're a woman and you can't. But truthfully, if you have character, you care enough about your character that you're not going to go through the world behaving that way at all. Your crown is who you say you're going to be, regardless of what the social world says rules and laws are and what's right and what's wrong and how you're going to talk to people and treat people. You don't care what everybody else does. You care how you carry yourself. Your crown is your standards. Your crown is how you see the world. This is why it can't be taken from you. This is why it's not something to go out and be found and get out of some treasure chest. It's something that you rise yourself into the dimension of being. You are tolerant with people. You see people with loving eyes. You see people by wanting to lift them up instead of tearing them down. You want to make the world a better place. See, your crown will take things that you've been through and turn them into positives. You understand? Because if you have a true crown, no one can truly harm you. Because you can take anything that anybody does to you and you can turn it into another step to get you higher. You will find that your enemies are actually just teachers. They can't destroy you. Even if they were to take your life, they can never take your crown. They can never take your character. The way you motivate people, the way you inspire people will always live on forever. These things cannot be taken from you. Only tangible things can be taken. But these are not you. So heavy is the head that wears the crown. Why? Because that crown comes through going through the trial, going through the fire, going through the refining of being a greater person. You've been hurt. You've been used. A person with a crown will grow up not having a father, but still yet be one because they vow to never put nobody else through that. A person without a crown will just repeat what was happening to them and create a cycle. You understand? A person with a crown would take those worst things that happened to them and turn them into something. Thank you, Mary, for the stars. Thank you guys for the super chats. You know how they say carry your cross, right? The religious figure, Jesus was to carry a cross. Thank you so much, Adrian. Okay? Your cross is that burden, okay? When you look back on your problems and pains that people done to you, you're thinking on that with sadness and thinking about what they did to you and how that hurt you. That's your cross to bear, your burden. It's supposed to weigh you down. But if you put down that cross and pick up your crown, when you look back on those moments, you can see how it makes you better. You can re-look at that situation that happened and learn from that situation and become more powerful. Do you understand? Do you understand, family? Because it's not a cross that you're intended to carry. It's a crown. Look back through life. Look behind Jesus's head in any picture that you'll see. Now I want you to type in Krishna, Lord Krishna. Look behind his head and tell me what you see. Then I want you to type in Lord Vishnu. Look behind his head and tell me what you see. Then I want you to type in Lord Ganesha. Look behind their head and tell me what you see. Then I want you to type in Escanor, the cartoon character. Look behind his head, tell me what you see. Then I want you to type in Superman. Look behind his head. You can do this all throughout. Symbolically, they are trying to show you your crown. It is the light within you. You rise to the highest place within you, take control of your mind, and from that point, you are king. You have gained territory. You are now in control. The world is now being created by you. Because you realize that what's happening in the world is, while it's beyond your control, how you perceive it and how you respond to it can be under your control if you take your rightful seat as king. Someone insults you, someone thinks the least of you, you could react to that, not being in power, not claiming yourself as the creator of your world and be discouraged, okay? Want to validate who you are to these people because they think little of you, or someone insulted you. You might think you have to insult them back or respond by going to war with them, fighting them, whatever the case may be, right? But they don't control you. How you respond is truly up to you. So whenever you are able to control how you respond, regardless of what the world is doing, then you can say, I'm in control of my crown. I have taken my rightful seat as king or queen, right? Because I know the moves I'm going to make, and I'm not going to move with haste based on what you do. I'm not going to change who I am based on what you say. I'm always going to be, because my crown cannot be taken from me. You are only exposing yourself. So why would I respond to you? I will always respond with strategy and tact, because that is my crown. And that's why people respect me, because in a world of chaos, you truly value good-hearted people. You truly value people who want the best for the world, because they are not contentious. They are not trying to gain power so they can have some type of agenda to control people. If you lie, that's a good indication that you are not a righteous king. You're going to create slaves, because you're going to feed lies to people to control the way they think. Forever Unbothered, thank you so much. And if you lie to people, that is an attempt to control how they think, showing that you are an enslaver king. You're not a good king. A good king speaks the truth to people and let them do with that truth what they need to do with that truth. But they don't lie to people because they have their own interests in heart, and they give people a false narrative so they can still use them. You know you don't want to be with that person anymore, but you tell them you do. Why? Why? Why would you use that to hypergamy, jump from one man to another? Why would you use that to tag some woman along and have her fulfilling your mission when you know you don't see a place for her in your kingdom, man? Why would you do that? Thank you, Rasta man. You with this woman, you wasting her time. When you can free her up, let her go, but your jealousy of seeing her with another man has you holding her hostage with lies. You are an enslaver. When you can tell her the truth. And if she wants to be with you and only you, then she will do that, but you don't lie to her. And she don't lie to you. Her crown speaks louder than her words. Your actions speak louder than your words. Being a trustworthy person is your crown. You go a lot further in life that way, family. Please understand this. Your crown is something that nobody can take from you at all. Learn to love your crown. Learn to be worthy of your crown. And learn to be accountable to your crown. These are your standards right here. This is who you said you was going to be. Are you going to take your crown off and just be a Jody today because somebody made you mad? Are you going to take your crown off and not be consistent to manifesting your crown because you're tired today? No, because that's going to be part of your crown. How you handled every situation in life is another jewel in your crown. People see you and they're watching you, and your greatest glory comes after your greatest pain. You think it's after your greatest success. You think you're going to get your flowers after you say your greatest joke or sing your greatest note. No, you get your flowers after you handle the absolute worst thing that ever happened to you. I love Tony Baker. I think he's hilarious, but Tony Baker wasn't a king in my eyes to the way he is now till Tony Baker lost his son, and I saw how he handled it. He lost his son and continued to encourage people across the world, even though he was in the worst pain of his life. That's what shows your crown, family. Mike Tyson is supposed to be this vicious person to destroy anybody, supposed to be a person that not think before he act, and that's why people supposedly fear him, right? He's asked about the loss of his daughter, and he completely loses it and has to step out that interview and says, I can't handle questions like this. I got to grow up. I got to be able to not cry so much and be in pain so much. And that lets you see a whole different side of that being. Your crown is far more than what people think they see. It's the impact you have on people. So you will never truly see your crown. And that's like a liken to being the person with the most beautiful eyes but can't see them. You don't know why people have a problem with you. You don't know why people want to be around you. You don't know why. You don't see it, but they see it. And it shines bright, family. Do you understand? And the reason that people are jealous of you is because they can't just go buy something to measure up to your crown. They have to be accountable to dealing with themselves and be a better person. That's what bothers them so. They might not even know it, but that's what it is, because they can't keep up even if they pretend. See, in this world, when you make tangible things the value, then what is it then? Because anybody can get money. Anybody could do that. Anybody with money can go buy certain things. You see what I'm saying? So we can't make that the end all be all, because that doesn't really, it's not magic. It's made, it's created. Just be in the right place at the right time. You can be dedicated. Of course, it speaks to different values for you to be able to earn money. But what I'm saying is some people came across money without having to have values. They happened into it. You understand? Whether that be through some inheritance or winning it or whatever, or they had a great gift where they would just, shoveled a bunch of money. And what it did is it magnified the worst parts of them, because money cannot be your crown. How you react to it is your crown, is your light. You understand, family? So if you liken yourself to all of these images that I told you, when you look at them and you can see the crown behind their head, the light that radiates from their head. What is your light that radiates from your head? What do people truly see when they hear you speak, when they sit around you? What's the vibration you truly give off? Do you truly motivate people and make them have a stronger zeal for life? Do you truly make people want to challenge themselves and rise to being a different person? Because you can change who you are through thinking. You can heal your trauma through thinking, meaning you can heal yourself, because a lot of your sicknesses, physical, biological, body sicknesses, are coming from your thoughts, intangible thoughts that you can't see. Because these thoughts create chemicals in your brain, okay? They create endorphins. They create stress. And this stress lowers your immune system, creating stress, causing diseases. And stress is the leader of disease. And really, all you have to do is heal yourself is think your way out of the trauma. Meditate on it. Go back to that place in your mind to where that thing that you experienced happened to you. Relook at that situation. See it from multiple perspectives. See it from the person's perspective who inflicted the pain on you. Why are they inflicting pain on you? What did they go through? What made them that way? Sometimes when you assess the situation, it helps you to forgive. Thank you so much, Dara, for the stars. It helps you to forgive. When you learn to forgive, you will learn that on the other end of that is your freedom. You will learn that that person never had you hostage. It was your unforgiveness. Part of your crown is being able to let shit go. Thank you so much, Inka. Not holding on to things. You holding on to things is only weighing you down. That would keep you from your crown, keep you from being your best self. How many of you guys know that your perspective is everything? You know that if you are surrounded by great friends who you trust, you will say, I don't know why in the world people can't trust people because my people are solid. I trust people. I got solid friends, right? But allow those friends to do you dirty. Allow people to do you dirty. Who will you see now in the world? You will see untrustworthy people. You will say, man, it just ain't nobody to trust no more. Man, it ain't nobody solid no more. I wish I could find somebody like me, somebody who's true to their word. It just ain't nobody like that no more. They don't make them like they used to. And you mean every word of it. And you see that. You're telling the truth. You're not lying. Now, it's not logical to believe because somebody else hurt you that there's nobody that can be trusted. But truthfully, family, isn't that how we think? So your perspective becomes the world. So if you change your perspective, you change the world. This is why I'm telling you, you can change your personality, change your being just through thinking. Through thinking, family. Tell me that's not powerful. If someone hurts me, now everyone in the world is untrustworthy. Have you ever heard a woman saying, all men ain't shit? Right? Men ain't shit. There's no good men in the world. And then what happens? Men get upset, make reaction videos to her and say, look, these women are the problem. But she ain't lying. Look in her comments. Look at all the other women who agree that men ain't shit. It doesn't mean it's true. It means it's their perspective. It means that's how they see the world, family. Do you understand? It means that's how they see the world. The men that they have came across in their life because of how they think, they see men as ain't shit. It could be because they're misassociating them or misappropriating the criteria that makes you a man or what they think is a man. Maybe they have a misunderstanding of that, but based on where they are in life, that's how they see the world. Now think about how many people hate Kevin Samuels, are happy that he passed away because of his view of women. Has anybody thought about what this man may have went through in his life that caused him to see the world the way he sees it? Yes, he could have done internal work to change how he see the world and thought himself out of it, but he is only a manifestation of his experiences, just like everybody else. So when he says women think this way, and this is the problem with our world and society, he is coming from a place of his perspective, of his experience, right? And although you may hate all the men in the comments saying, yeah, I experienced that too. Women are like that. I've dated women who behave that way. You hate seeing these men say this because in your mind, you're saying, well, I'm not like that as a woman, right? All women are not like that. But you have to take into account that that's these men's perspective. And I know a lot of you women know enough terrible women out there to say, okay, I can see why they think that way. I know you men know enough terrible men out there to say, I can see why women think men ain't shit. How many of you men know men that do cheat and you don't say nothing about it because you feel like it ain't your business? Even if you don't cheat, you still hang with these men. You don't treat them bad. You still think they're trustworthy people, even though they're lying to the person that they're trying to be with. They're lying to people who they have commitments with. We don't get in that. How many of you ladies know your homegirl who cheats on her man and you just stay out of it? You hear her saying this shit, but you don't try to make her a better woman. You don't say, you know you're wrong for cheating, right? If you're going to do that, why not just be single? That man trying to be with you. Why would you be cheating on him and playing him? You know you're going to fuck up how you see the world, right? You're going to ruin a good man. You can still be her friend and tell her that. But whether you do or don't, that's not what this is about, right? It's about you understanding that it exists in the world. There are horrible women out here in this world that use men for their money, marry them just to use them for their money. There are horrible men out here who use women for their bodies, right? Marry them, use them up, and be done with them. Don't take care of the children at all. We know that these people exist. So why do we get so upset when people voice their opinion of it? Yo, they've been through it. It's crazy. Your view of the world can easily be tainted by one person. This is why you got to have your crown on tight. You could be with one toxic woman. That one toxic woman to make you think all women are toxic. Men, Have you ever looked at the red pill community, saw what these men say, and while your relationship is good with your woman, you say to yourself, these men are angry. They hurt. It ain't that bad. They tripping. But how many times, as soon as your girl make you mad, you can watch them same videos and be like, they do act like that. That is them. Yeah, she done cross you over the red pill just by pissing you off. Your view of life temporarily changed until she's nice to you again. You're red pill. A good woman can take a man from red pill to blue pill in an instant. She's just changing his paradigm and how we see the world. Right? Tell me I'm lying. How many times you see a woman, she's horrible in terms of how she see the world. She see men. But let her go get with a good man. All of a sudden, her view of men will change. You understand? Because it's based on your perspective. You're not actually going through the world, doing an investigation of how many good people exist in the world, and then coming back and making an honest assessment of it, and then making your YouTube video. You got mad because somebody just hurt you, and you went and made your video. And a lot of people have been hurt. They saw your video, made it go viral, and they agreed with it. But it's your perspective. You're telling the truth, but it doesn't mean you're telling the truth. Do you understand? So I won't get upset at you for sharing me your view. I would just say that's an interesting perspective because I have my crown on tight. I'm not going to let your perspective ruin me. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to say, I get where you're coming from. I get how you see the world. Who are you going to be in a world full of people who don't honor their commitments, full of people who will tell you that, hey, we're together and I'm not going to cheat on you, but we'll still do it? What are you going to do when people have children and don't take care of them? Who are you going to be in that world? Are you going to conform and be just like them and say, well, that's the social system, that's how we move? Or are you going to say, I'm going to vet, I'm going to make sure I keep people like that away from me because I'm determined to not be that type of person, okay? I know people abandon their children, men and women, so I'm going to make sure I pick a woman who nurtures, who will not leave their children. I'm going to make sure I pick a man who provides, who will not abandon his children. Not just, okay, I'm just going to have sex with whoever, and if I get pregnant, it is what it is, and I'll be a single mom and be independent because, hey, I know I got friends who've been through this, and, hey, that's our tribe. That's how we roll. No, it's more like, let's change the world. Let's all together pick up our crowns. It ain't a lot of us, family. There's not a lot of us royalty out here. The world is consumed with peasants, consumed with people who are filled with just living their life and not trying to do anything outside of themselves to change the world for a better place at all. That is not what motivates them. What motivates them is getting tangible things in the real world. They want to have a lot of money. They want to have jewels. They want to have things. That's fine. That's fine, family. We're not here to judge them. But the people who want character, the people who want relationship, the people who want intelligence, the people who want inheritance, the people who want to pass that character down to their children or up to their children so their children can go into the future and change this world. And that's truly your concerns. You are royalty this rise. And your crown is proof of that. How you see the world is proof of that. I challenge any one of you guys to go watch some of these movies that's kind of structured like back in the day with kingdoms and things like that, okay? Movies like, Game of Thrones, things like that, where you see all of these people with ambitions to get to the throne. And I want you to see how beautiful people are when they have character. How beautiful people are when they love people, okay? Whenever they care about people and they want to make the world a better place and they care about their offspring and they care about how we get along. And these things drive them every day in life. Okay, you will find out how beautiful that is in a world that's full of chaos chasing gold and silver. Do you understand? Because they know that you will get off of your purpose if you chase something that is not of you, like gold or silver. And you will start sacrificing your true purpose, your true agenda, your true character to inherit or gain this gold and silver. But gold and silver has a monetary value that has been given to it by people, agreed upon by people. So you're going to learn in life that once you accomplish this thing that you think is valuable, the money, the gold, and the silver, you're going to learn that the value of it can be taken from you even if the gold isn't, even if the silver isn't, even if the money isn't, even if the land isn't, right? They can simply say it's not worth what it was worth anymore. Anybody ever bought land and had to sell it for less than what you paid for it because the social system determined that it was not as valuable as it was because the community was brought down in value? Now the land you bought ain't worth the same. It's the same land, same minerals in the land, Same plants can be grown out of the land. Same animals eat off the land. The land has not changed, but the value has. Why? And who's at the mercy of that value being changed? You are. Who's at the value of your gold being changed? Your monetary value of your dollars and cents being changed. Yeah, as soon as you get that $10 million in the bank, someone can come along and say, well, you got $5 million in the bank, even though it's the same amount of money, but because the value of it changed. What do you think is happening when gas prices go up and down? Don't you think that's the equivalent to your dollar going up and down? What do you call it when your grandmother says, I used to buy a pack of bread for $1 and today it's $3? Do you think bread and wheat costs more to grow out of the dirt? The sun is doing something different? Or do you think the value of money is declining? What's happening? Is bread going up or is the dollar going down? Family, these things are fake. They are the matrix. Yes, you need them to survive because it's been monopolized. You don't technically need money to survive. You don't technically need money to build houses. You need minerals to build houses. Okay? You need materials to build houses. You need food to survive. You need water to survive. How many of y'all know none of those things are money? Have you ever seen a house built out of money? That would be foolish, right? The house is built out of lumber. The house is built out of minerals and wood and cement and nails. None of those are money. But we created a world where in order to manifest those things, you have to have money. Because if you decide to build your house right now and just go off into some land that is seemingly unclaimed and cut the trees off of it, you going to jail, right? Because we're going to say that's stealing. We're going to say that that is private property. That's not your property. And in order for you to own land, well, you got to have money to buy it because we created a system that says that, correct? But the land is there. Nobody's truly the owner of the land. The land was here before everyone. But we live in this system where we believe we must buy this land, correct? The land, the value on the land can depreciate. The value on the very money you spending for the land can depreciate. Do you understand? So while these things are useful, they are not end all be all. They are what's fake. The things that are real are the invisible things. Character, you can't go anywhere and see it, but it exists, right? Love, you can't go anywhere and find it and purchase it, but it exists, right? Am I telling the truth, family? Discipline. You can go anywhere in the world, you will not find discipline for sale, but yet it exists. And we can tell you what it looked like, but we can't show it to you. Do you understand? I can only show it to you over a period of time. I can't show you in an instant what discipline is unless you look at my talent. That can give you an example of what discipline is. It's almost like tasting a chef's soup. The soup seems to be one thing. It's just liquid, right? But inside the soup, the chef knows there's ingredients, correct? There's time, there's skill, there's failures, there's successes, all into this bowl of soup. And when you take a spoonful of that liquid and you go, and you taste it, okay? You can taste the years of experience that went into that bowl of soup, right? You can taste the ingredients that came from all over the world, the freshness of it, okay? Is that crazy or what, family? In an instant, you can see discipline, you can see work ethic, and you can see drive and motivation and inspiration and talent. In an instant, you can taste it. You can taste it. Looking at the soup, it don't even translate it. See, looking at the soup, it doesn't even translate. You have to experience it in order to know, right? You see somebody's artwork, you are experiencing discipline. You are experiencing talent and manifested gifts and failures and successes. You just don't realize it. But right before your eyes, it's being shown and you are witnessing it, family. Okay? Do you not understand that? It can't be shown, but you witness it on a daily. It's beautiful, right? It's just like the world. When you're outside looking at the trees and the flowers and the birds, they will never ever be in the same place as they are right at this moment when you see them. The wind is always blowing. The leaves are constantly moving. The birds are constantly moving. When you see the world, that is a beautiful revelation of glory to you. But instead, you just say, oh, I'm outside. But listen, family, if you really just stop for a moment. Yesterday, I'm standing off my back porch, and I'm just looking at the trees and things in the backyard, right? And I see everything all at once. It's just kind of a blur. I'm standing there just in a daze, okay? And all of a sudden, a bird moved, landed on a tree limb, and made a lot of noise, and my eye went to it. I came out of my sort of daydream. and I see this beautiful red bird, and it's just sitting there, and I'm noticing now the tree limbs around it and the wind that's making the leaves just kind of go up and down like this, right? And I'm noticing, wow, everything is constantly moving. Everything is constantly moving. This is not a portrait. Life is just happening. Nothing's ever the same. Not just is every day going to be different. Every moment's going to be vastly different than anything you've ever seen before. And you're not going to notice it because you're not paying attention. And you're not paying attention, which means you're not going to have gratitude for it because you lack focus. But if you have focus, therein lies your gratitude. You start to begin to be grateful for what you see. So I saw another bird, beautiful bird, just sitting there. And I'm like, yo, all these things were right in front of me all this time. And because I was daydreaming in my head, I didn't get to see this. You understand? But the moral of the story is everything is constantly moving and vibrating, even when you think it's not. Do you understand? Even your skin, if you look at it under a microscope, even when you die, the cells in your skin are still constantly moving and vibrating. How do you think you're able to break back down and turn back into dust? Everything is alive, family. Everything is amazing. Everything is glorious. You understand? Nothing will ever be the way it is today at this moment ever again. Neither will you. So there's no reason to be discouraged. There's every reason to be encouraged because while I'm outside looking at nature, marveling at it, one of the things I didn't account for was that I was nature also. I'm nature, right? So I'm a part of what I think is beautiful. I'm every bit a part of it. I'm the observer of it. I'm also part of it. You see what I'm saying? I live, breathe, and sleep and die nature. I am nature. I am the universe. And when you're every bit a part of the universe as what you're calling the universe in nature, that's when you'll say, okay, wait a second. Maybe life ain't what I'm taught. Maybe life is what I created to be because I'm the creator. I decide who I'm going to be in life. I decide how I'm going to let things affect me. And I decide the way I'm going to wield my existence into this world, whether or not I'm going to bring change or confusion. And that is truly my crown. Do you understand, family? I encourage you all, wear your crown with pride. Know that your crown is a heavy burden to bear, right? Because why? Your crown means you have to vibrate to a different place of thinking, a different dimension of thinking, which means you sometimes have to come away from people and be alone. And then when you reveal yourself again to those people, sometimes you will be so changed that they can't even receive you because you are not socially destroyed and socially tainted like the rest of the world. You see things through the eyes of a beautiful being, through the eyes of an angel, through the eyes of a God. They see the world through a tainted human. You see what I'm saying? Through a tainted social creature. So they're hard to connect with them. So they see you and say, why are you the way you are? Come down from there. Okay? Why do you think like that? You're actually wrong in how you think. And in reality, you're not wrong in how you think. You know the world is jacked up. You know that behavior is not satisfactory. So when that man lies to you and say, hey, I'm a man, I can cheat, you know that's not right. You know that's only going to create a horrible relationship and destroy his relationships and trust with his partner. So how can it be okay? How can it be okay if it has adverse effects and creates trauma and pain in another person? How can that be okay? And do we care enough about it being okay to manifest a better version of ourselves to line up with the damages that things cause? If you realize your behaviors is causing damage, why do you care what's right or wrong? Why wouldn't you just say, let me fix what I'm doing? Because it causes damage. Do you understand? If I'm walking across my floor in a normal manner, and I later found out that my footsteps are very loud to the neighbors beneath me, and I learned that it is overly loud to them, they show me how loud it is. Would I walk lighter? Or would I say, I ain't intentionally doing it, so I'm going to keep doing it. I ain't changing a thing. See, I would walk lighter because I would know that I am causing a disturbance for someone. You see what I'm saying? When I walk through the grass, I look where I'm going. I don't want to step on an anthill because I know that when I'm not paying attention, I can hurt more people. I can hurt more things. I can cause more damage in my ignorance. So it's very important that I be focused and in my mind, in my right mind, so I can go out and be the best person that I'm going to be. And if I'm not vibrated to my crown chakra, I don't have the highest view of self. See, when I vibrate to my highest point, I can see more. This is why it's all about vibrating to that peak, rising as high as you can to that peak. But what you got to understand is the peak is smaller than the base. So not as many people can fit around the peak. So the higher you go, the less people will understand you. The less people will be able to see through your eyes. But you will have a better view of the world. And that's why you climb that mountain. You understand? The people at the base, no, they don't understand what you're saying. They don't see what you see. So you see way farther out. You can see the army coming miles and miles away because you're at the top of a mountain. The people at the base of the mountain, they won't be able to see them for a couple of days. So you can speak to them and tell them something bad is coming. We need to prepare, right? And they're going to say, well, everything's good and beautiful and peaceful right now. And you telling them, no, I can see it though. Well, how can you see it and we can't? Because I've been accountable to learning my surroundings and learning how the world works. And I can see when change is coming. I can sense it because I've been accountable to it. See what I'm saying? If you come up here where I am, then maybe you'll see it. But it ain't that easy, man. It's not that easy to just do that. You have to let go of the old way you see things in order to climb higher. So one can't just climb higher. You have to be accountable to being better. That means letting go of people who hurt you so you can see the world differently. Letting go of your preconceived ideas that people told you, your values, how to think, what the world is supposed to be like, what you're supposed to be doing in the world. You got to be willing to let that stuff go in order to have a new perspective on life. You understand? A poor person's problem is that they think like a poor person. You understand? When they get money, they spend it on something that takes their mind off of being poor. That gives them something that they haven't had in a while, okay? To experience something that they haven't experienced in a while. The reason that they're staying poor is not because they don't have money coming in. It's due to their mindset, okay? A rich person can have the same amount of money coming in as the person who's keeping himself poor, but they will get themselves out of that situation because they're not thinking buy, they're thinking invest. They're not thinking for today, they are thinking for tomorrow. It's the thinking. Change your thinking, you change you. More importantly, you change the world. Do you understand, family? And you can only do that by different perspectives, right? Drake said we live in the same building, but we got different windows of views. We live in the same building, but we got different views. And those different views shape who we are in life, shape who we manifest ourselves to be in life. So everything that you ever been through, the person that you were when you went through it proceeded in such a way. So if you change the person that you are now, maybe you'll look at that situation differently then. So the person that you are now, take yourself back to that moment that you think is so detrimental, that you're holding all of this pain for, and re-look at it. Assess everyone in the room, assess everybody's perspective. What would they have thought? Again, why did the person that hurt you do what they did? What are they going through? This will cause you to gather a whole new perspective, and maybe you won't carry such a pain from that experience happening anymore because you will understand it. Does that make sense? Be accountable to rising to your best self, knowing that it is not easy. It may, in fact, be the toughest journey that you take on, family. But at the end of this journey, the man that you see in the mirror is going to be a totally different person than you ever imagined that you can be. And guess what? They were already there, buried underneath all of your trauma, buried underneath all of your false beliefs, buried underneath all of your self-sabotaging, your lack of consistency. That person was right there ready to shine. And that's what makes people jealous of you. All you see in your life is where you failed. All you see in your life is your unaccomplished goals, what you don't have. And so you can't see why people hate on you. You can't see why people look at you and talk junk about you even when you've done nothing wrong. You can't see why people won't let you in their circle even when you haven't done anything to hurt them. You don't get it, and you never will. Because you will never be able to truly see your glow. You will never truly be able to see your character, your demeanor, your true dominion, your true crown, your true light. You're blind to it. Okay? You're accountable to it, but you're blind to it. You never get to witness it. It's unbelievable that you will be made up of intangibles, but yet you will be seen across the world wide. You do know our world of wonder has been destroyed with religion and superstition, false beliefs, lies about our history. And because of that, our world of wonder has been usurped from us. So instead of us being able to look out on the world and being able to create from what we see, we can only apply to it what we were taught. So a butterfly is a butterfly. We don't know what else to call it. You don't know that's a manifestation of greatness. You don't know that the butterfly is a master teacher here to teach you something about yourself. All you have to do is but observe it. Well, who's going to teach me the lesson? You are when you observe it. Crazy. Nobody's supposed to be here to teach you. You don't sit at the feet of no man. You're God. But you weren't told that. You was told you was a human. So the same way you look at a butterfly is how you see yourself. You look in the mirror and all you can see is a human. All you can see is a mistake, flaws. That's all you see. That's why you say I'm only human, but you're not human. You are not human. You are the universe. You are its change. You are its last hope. Do you understand, family? You are so much more than you think you are. I'm human. Stop believing what they told you. You are the change to the world. You are a frequency that can never stop people from talking. If you accept it, if you put your crown on, you are not just this biological vessel that you see. This only holds who you are. And what you are is larger than the vessel. Do you understand? I was hearing a scientist talk about your aura and how it can be seen with certain devices, and it's much larger than your body. That your light, the light you emit, your soul, so to speak, is much larger than your physical vessel. You know, you are larger than life. You understand? Come into your awakening. It's time, family. Put down your old way of thinking and pick up your crown. Everybody's not going to like you, but so what? That's not why you picked it up. It may not lead to tangible riches and gold, but so what? I'm talking to all of y'all who truly want to see treasure, the world change, people treated right, people no longer enslaved, people no longer confused and not knowing how to manifest their greatest self. School lies to us. School teaches us to receive rather than to think. So it warps our brain. So our brains end up weaker after school because we're unable to think. We're only able to read and digest. When you are reading, you are only taking the thoughts of another man. It's time you learn to be a creator. Put your thoughts out. We can say what somebody else thinks better than we can say what we think. Somebody asks you what you think about on a topic. You tell me what you heard somebody else say on the topic. What do you think about the topic? I don't know. Well, you know what somebody else said, but you don't know what you think? Thank you, Ava. That's a problem, a major problem. So it's time for us to rise to a place of being where we know what we think because we've taken control of our mind. And the more you use it, the stronger it gets. Don't be discouraged because you can't use it that well at first. It's like trying to draw art and you've never drawn. You got to master your hand. Your best stroke hasn't came yet. Your best thought hasn't came through you yet. But if you don't master your crown, when those thoughts come through your mind, your life-changing thoughts, your business ideas, you're going to think it's a great idea. But because you haven't put on your crown, you're not going to think you're worthy of it. So you're going to say it's a great idea, wish I had the resources, and you're going to let the idea go. And somebody else is going to get the idea, but the idea was your treasure. It didn't matter if you had the resources. If you were faithful enough to consistency and character, you would know your idea is valuable whether or not you have the resources. But the idea alone will make you go get the resources. It will fuel in you the ambition and the inspiration to get the resources if you but be a fanatic for the idea. Do you not understand? Your talents are behind you being fucking crazy about an idea. That's what creates you. How does a person find their talents? Be absolutely crazy and be a ridiculous person about your ideas, about who you think you can be. You weren't a great basketball player until you couldn't sleep without dreaming about being a great basketball player. You didn't have talent for basketball. Basketball is made up. It's a game. You use all of your abilities to cultivate it into a talent for basketball because you love the idea of playing. Until you love the idea of being a great person, you're not going to know you have talents and hidden gifts locked away that your ancestors passed down to you like temperament. Wisdom. You're not going to know you have wisdom until you start thinking. Thank you, Roby. Who you are is a manifestation of your greatest desires. Be crazy about something. Fall in love with the idea, family. And that's what's going to bring it out of you. That falling in love with that idea creates that rabbit in front of that donkey. The donkey don't know where he's going. He only looking at the carrot. And he'll take more steps than he ever would take and get farther than he ever got because he chases some carrot. What's at the end of that carrot? His appetite, his hunger. It ain't the journey he on. It's not the destination. It's not as far as the person riding him can see. He's only looking at one thing, what he's hungry for. He doesn't care how far getting that takes him. So you're looking at the distance travel saying, I want to be great. I want to go be this all the way down the road. But you don't understand. That ain't how people who are great get there. They get there by chasing something that's right here. Every step they take, it seems to get a little further away. That's how they ended up all the way down here at greatness. Because greatness ain't a distance traveled. It's not the miles you cover. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Anytime y'all say I came far, you ain't never talking about distance traveled. You're talking about experiences learned. Traumas overcome, obstacles overcome, objectives destroyed. That's what you're talking about. Self-mastery is truly understanding that, family. Don't ever forget that, because that's when discouragement will creep in and snatch your visions before they even start. Snatch your attitude away from you. Snatch your winning attitude. Your attitude is to go conquer the world. And now because you don't feel like it no more, you don't do it. So how do you control that? Master your crown. Keep your goal and vision in your mind's eye and love it, family. Love it like you love anything in the world. Love it like you love your children. Love it like you love your wife. Love it like you love your husband. Love your future self. Love the idea of that goal that you want to accomplish as much as you love anything in the world. And I promise you, you will see it through. Your gifts, your goals are your child. They are something that you birthing within you. You don't see the child before you birth it. You don't see it till after. But how many of y'all know you start feeding it before? You don't wait till your child born to feed it. That sounds crazy. You feed it by what you feed you. So how do you feed your dreams and goals, family? By what you feed you. How do you feed your intellect? By what you feed you. How do you feed your character? By what you feed you. See, all the intangibles are in you. And if you feed you, you feed the intangibles. But you can't feed the tangibles. Those are inanimate objects outside of oneself. So your baby is in you. Feed your gift like you feed your baby. Eat. Eat what's good for you. You don't feed your baby by eating what's bad for you, because your baby just gonna get that. So you don't take bad in your body and expect your goals to still thrive. Are you crazy? Pick up your crown, family. Heavy is the head that wears it. Pick up your crown, family. I'm gonna end it here. I don't want to overload y'all with information. I believe this has been powerful enough to create a spark of change in somebody. Tomorrow, family, we will continue. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. And it's only whenever you are accountable to being your greatest self that you will be willing to pick up this crown. Most people don't even care about being a good person. Why? Too difficult. Most men don't care about being faithful. Why? Too difficult. And it's not praised in reality. So they're seeking validation through meaningless sex. They don't care about withholding. They don't care about it. But they want women to care about not being a whore. They want her to care about carrying herself wholesome. But he don't care about it. Well, you'll never be wholesome, sir, because you don't care enough about it. Because you don't care enough about what wholesome will do for the world, because you're selfish. See, you being wholesome would lead in you having a healthy relationship, healthy children, you being a father in your life for the long term, you not destroying your own damn family with lies, but you don't care. You'll never be king. You'll be king of shit and piss because of how your actions lead out and how you treat people. So how you treat people is a gift, and it takes practice. Through each relationship, some you fail, but you learn your lessons. You do somebody wrong or wrong relationship, you're supposed to do better. You're not supposed to lie about the shit you did and put it all on them. You're supposed to be better so you can learn, so you can master how you treat people. People are supposed to be your teachers, good or bad, enemies or friends. If you're not being a better person based on the phase that you make, then who are you? That's it, family. I'll go off on another tangent, but y'all, rise, pick up your crown. I'll see you guys in the rise, okay? Be evolution, be the change that you want to see. No candle loses its flame from lighting another, and you will never find yourself in the middle of chaos. I didn't say that right, did I? If you ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, it is in that chaos that you find yourself. Now think about all the chaos that you've experienced, family. Isn't it time to find yourself in that chaos? Who did you learn that you were when that person got in your face? Who did you learn that you were when that person insulted you? Who did you learn that you were when you went broke? What actions came out of you? Observe those actions. Change them through your meditation. Change your life through thinking. Change how you respond through thinking. If you change how you react to things enough, whenever things immediately happen, your brain won't do what it normally does, which is go on the same routes to causing you to respond how you normally respond. If you put enough thought in before the thing happens, you can reroute your brain and become a different person in your responses. How many of you know the person that people perceive you to be is who you are and how you act when you're surprised? Someone hurts you, you cuss them out, so people think you're mean. Someone hits you, you beat them to dust, so they think you're violent. But you are responding. How many of you know if you think about, if I'm insulted, how am I going to respond? If someone calls me an N-word and they're not black, how am I going to respond? Did you know if you put thought into this before it happens, you can reroute how your brain thinks and handle it differently? This is you creating yourself to be better. Stop thinking that someone created you and who you are is who you stuck with. Stop saying God will be faithful to finish you. Start saying I will be faithful to finish me. I'm going to pick up my crown and I will never stop carving off of me things that are not like who I want to be. I will never stop refining in me. I don't care. I'll throw myself in the fire 1,000,000 times if it means me being sharp. I don't care. I don't care what it costs me. I care what it earns me. Peace, family.